Hey guys, Martin here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to jump in and try out the double Gomah leads team versus Rose and Zamasu. I have been having a lot of trouble trying to decide what I think is the best team for the double Gomah leads, Terrifying Conquerors and Demonic Power. There's a lot of interesting options, but I don't know if it's just me, but this is one of those teams where I feel like for all of the hardest fights in the game, there's like one or two units on each particular way you could build the team who are not necessarily super good against certain fights. Like obviously Rose and Zamasu has rotation locking, which can be very annoying. If we get rotations with like Buhan or Glorio locked in slot 1, then obviously that can be really awkward. And then even so I've tried out fights like the Gohan, Goten and Trunks, which doesn't have locking, but Gohan disables dodge, which can be really awkward for Gomah, like getting hit a bunch of times straight away super early. Glorio obviously not being able to dodge. So it's kind of interesting, but we're just going to jump in and see how we can get on, talk about the team build a little bit. Obviously let me know how you guys are running your Gomah team, but yeah, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. Okay, so this starting rotation I think should be okay, considering we've got Gomah's coming in on slot 2, which means he's getting his buff straight away. Gohan's locked in slot 1, but I think like with the Glorio support, I think he should be okay. It's not ideal for him to be in slot 1, especially for like if he's going to end up eating an attack like pre his own super, like if Rose supers him or something, we know he can take big damage. He can survive, but some of the showcases we've done, that's him on like a 220 lead team instead of just the 200% here. Fortunately though, no super in slot 1, so that works out quite nicely. Honestly, the most difficult thing about this fight really is the rotation locking. Like managing Rose and like trying not to buff him obviously can be annoying with the Gomah AoE, but it's not too difficult. It's more so the rotation locking, right? Because obviously in certain situations we absolutely don't want certain units in slot 1. But you know, sometimes we don't get to make that choice. But of course Gomah, 99% damage reduction for the first 3 hits he takes. He also has 73% dodge for the first 3 turns. Annoyingly though, him getting hit by all of these attacks here, and Glorio getting hit as well is kind of annoying. So he's been hit twice, so Gomah still has his has 1 hit that he can take and still have the full like 99% damage reduction, which is good. But yeah, we obviously don't want him taking too many hits, otherwise this is going to be very bad for us. Okay, so Glorio getting his super attacks off here. We've got a lot of different G characters on the team. We've got Gomah, Glorio, Gohan, and then Golden Frieza. Okay. So 31 million up to now here for Glorio. Jeez. That 3-turn support obviously super helpful as well. The next rotation, it doesn't really matter how the locking plays out because we have Gomah in slot 1, which is kind of what we want. So we're in a good spot here now. In fact, I think what we probably want to do is to do this. It's a shame that the key is like quite bad. Although, how much key do you get when you get hit? Is it 5? It is 5. Because yeah, Frieza is locked in the middle, but that's fine. Because yeah, we'll do this, and then grab these for you. Get a little bit more HP back there as well. This Gomah, of course, got his fresh damage reduction. So he'll either dodge this super from Zamasu or just eat it for double-digit damage, which is nice. That's what we like to see. We will get the AoE though, of course. And then Rose's going to AoE before the tech Frieza gets to do anything, but he should be okay here on the first turn. Because realistically, like we want Gomah to get hit to get his buff. And then on the next turn, Gomah will be in slot 2, Tech Golden Frieza will be in slot 3, and then the plan would be to then just use Tech Golden Frieza's active skill. So then all of the attacks are targeted towards him. He should tank all of those hits, but then also do a big nice counter-attack at the end of the turn after taking all of those hits and getting all of those buffs, and then be able to take out Zamasu at the end of the turn. So hopefully that will be the case here, of course. AGL Golden Frieza, of course, with the 90% damage reduction on his first turn. So he's probably getting supered by Rose at the end here. Rose didn't super, did he? I don't think it happened and I missed it, but Rose should be supering Frieza at the end here, unless we get one of those very, very rare turns where he doesn't super. But yeah, don't think that happens that often. But Golden Frieza should be able to tank that. Yeah, 90% damage reduction is a pretty crazy thing. So Gomah healing at the end of the turn is obviously super, super helpful as well. And then here you can see we have the annoying issue of the rotation locking. However, we can... How do I want to set the rotation up? I probably will just float Gohan. So I want a giant form here with Gomah. Then I can do this. And now the rotations are fixed to what I want them to be, so that Gomah will be in slot 2. Remember, of course, with the Gomah passive getting 150% attack and defense at the start of each turn, that counts for him entering this turn that we just started, right, the start of turn 3, and then when the giant form wears off and the rotation loads back up again, that counts as the start of another turn that he is on the rotation of, and so he will get another 150% attack and defense. So he's going to have a nice selection of buffs for this next turn. So we will see how this pans out. The giant form obviously doesn't do insane damage. The active skill does pretty good damage. As long as we're getting crits, we can chip away at Zamasu a decent little bit here. But yeah, this sets us up quite nicely for the next turn, because then we have Buhan in slot 2. So we have Big Bad Bosses active for him. So yeah, we should be looking pretty good. We've done an alright bit of damage to Zamasu. Nothing like super crazy, but... Okay, and then the Rose super. Now, of course, remember that this also means no supers from Rose and Zamasu, right, for this next turn, because they've both supered during the giant form. Oh, I actually thought Zamasu had supered already, but now this means no supers for the turn after we come out of the giant form, which means we don't need to worry about anyone here, like, eating a super. It's funny, because now the lock is on Gohan in slot 3, which, you know, that's fine. Oh, we can also do this, which, I mean, I guess we might as well. Do we really need to? I mean, it raises all allies' defense by 20% for 2 turns, which helps the next rotation, so I guess why not? Go ahead, do that. Grab those for you. Then grab all of those for you. And then... doesn't really matter for Gohan, so we'll just grab those. So yeah, now they can only do normal attacks. Gomah can obviously still potentially dodge a bunch of them. I'm not sure how many times this one has been hit now, I should have checked. But he's at 66 million here for his first super. The only problem is, of course, the AoE and the fact that we are still hitting Rose a few times. But I think everyone here with all the defense support... We've got the defense support from Gohan's active skill. We've now got the 12 key super from Gomah. So that's another 20% defense for everybody else as well. Then Buhan's going to get his couple of supers off here. He should do some pretty good damage. We picked up a decent amount of orbs, 33 million for him. I'm still not completely sold on like what the best team for Gomah's team is with Demonic Power and Terrifying Conquerors. I notice, of course, that they purposely made it so that Omega is not on Gomah's team and Gomah is not on Omega's team. You can run them together under the double STR baby lead. Minato did a video on that team, you should check it out, but that team is kind of crazy. It works well enough in this event if the locking is fine. I decided to try it out a little bit in like the Gohan, Goten and Trunks fight, but characters like Baby, especially like when Gohan starts to get powered up a little bit, characters like Baby who are very much relying on dodging don't do super well in that situation, right? So I think what we can do here, I mean, we could just use the other Gomah active skill. We've got active skills galore on this turn. So, I mean, what we could do is active skill with Glorio, That should kill Zamasu. I don't really care about the getting rid of one of his attacks, because I want Golden Frieza to get attacked. Because then what I'll do is we giant form with Gomah, and then I am going to keep the rotation as it is. So even though that means we won't be getting Glorio's floating support, although I suppose the only problem with that is the attacks will get rearranged. No, it doesn't matter because we're going to use Frieza's active skill. Otherwise, because the attacks are going to get reshuffled because of the starting of a new fresh turn, that would obviously mean that Glorio could be stuck in slot 1 and there suddenly then be a whole bunch of attacks in slot 1. But it's not going to matter even if there is, because we're going to use the active skill for Golden Frieza in slot 3. And bear in mind, he has the extra defense from Gomah on the previous turn. He has the extra defense from Gohan's active skill from the previous turn. The only problem, of course, is that Zamasu is getting hit quite a lot here. But obviously his super attack is the thing that does the big damage. And of course, he's not going to be able to super attack on the next turn. So I think we should be okay here. I mean, Rosé is still a huge problem with the fact that, like, that's showing you that because obviously the giant forms don't really have defense, like, his normal attacks are doing over 600k at this point, which is definitely a little bit crazy. But yeah, we'll see how this goes here. Once all the attacks are set up for this next turn. Like I say, it doesn't really matter. 2 turns in a row though with no attacks in slot 1 is kind of unusual. So if we go ahead, I mean, technically, what links do you get from you? Thirst for Conquest and Fierce Battle. And if we do that, it'll be Fierce Battle and Shocking Speed. Yeah, because if Gomah goes first, he then gives that 20% extra defense, like, straight away. But yeah, I guess we might as well just use this, because that puts Frieza to, with all these buffs from the previous turn and everything, yeah, 3.3 million defense and guard. So Rosé doing 600k normals, like, that's fine. That doesn't matter at all. The only thing is, I guess Gomah doesn't get hit, which is a bit annoying, but does mean he does get to give the extra defense buff as well, because remember, Glorio's not providing any support on this turn because he's in slot 1, but he still could fire off a whole bunch of super attacks and do a decent bit of damage here. Of course, we've got to remember that every single one of those attacks is then giving Rosé, like, more attack power, but that's fine. So Glorio doing his thing. Million damage, 20 mil attack stat here now, because yeah, Glorio has always had that ability to just jump up and up and up in terms of attack. He does also lower attack. That's one of the things I always forget about, actually, is the fact that yes, you are buffing Rosé with the attacks that he takes, but he can also be attack lowered. So even then, when you've got him hit enough times that his attack is fully maxed out, then if you just hit him with a bunch of characters that can lower attack, he also loses that buff once Zamasu is no longer alive. So that puts him in a spot where he's not doing anywhere near as much damage. 62 million for Golden Frieza here. It's pretty good. He will need to crit though, because he has type disadvantage, so yeah, that's good. 40 million on the additional. I think his additional lowers attack as well, actually. Does Tech Golden Frieza? Yeah. So that works out quite nicely for us. Now, the only thing for this turn is he obviously can now super again. Gomah's on... Yeah, see, Gomah has been hit 3 times. If Gomah hadn't been hit 3 times, we could just put him in slot 1 and kind of not have to worry about it. I am a little bit unsure about Golden Frieza, because Golden Frieza's only going to have 70% damage reduction. I say only as if that's not a lot, but yeah, he could actually be in a slight bit of trouble here. Gomah's defense isn't high enough now. It sounds crazy to say, but like, he's got 1.5 million defense, but he's only got 33% damage reduction, and now that enough turns have passed, he only has 33% chance to dodge. So we kind of have to hope that Golden Frieza is strong enough to tank this here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do big orbs for Buhan in slot 3. Gomah getting hit by the AoE first though is obviously super helpful. And Rosé's been attack lowered quite a bit, so his normal's not really doing a lot. I was kind of worried about Buhan potentially like taking that normal in slot 3 before like he gets a chance to attack or anything, but seems like he's perfectly fine as well. And then Golden Frieza does get some extra defense with his attacks. I think Rosé... Oh, he also lowers attack. Because, yeah, Rosé is fully built up now because we're not seeing the attack up symbol coming up for anything. 85 million from Gomah. Okay. But, yeah, the problem is we just don't have a lot of characters on the team that will be able to tank his super. In fact, if he supers in slot 3 here against Buhan, I think we might actually just be dead. Because even with all the extra defense buffs from like Gomah and the previous turn's support and all the attack lowering, like as good as Buhan is defensively, attack lowering doesn't do a crazy amount when it comes to enemy super attacks. Like you can see here, we tank normals for double digit damage, but yeah, this could be GG here. I mean, you could get a clutch dodge maybe. No. Is that 7? Yeah, that's 7. That's basically 8 million. Oof. Yeah, so this event still stays like the toughest event in the game, I think, because of how crazy Rosé is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Have you found your perfect build for the Gomah team? Let me know what you think down below. I'm going to keep testing it out and trying out some other stuff, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.